Alright guys, well, hopefully you guys were smarter than I dropped the 3,000 stones on Tapion. Actually, it was closer to 4,000. And a new Rose and Vegito Blue are coming soon. How nice. But, you know what happens when I do a big summon on a banner that's double rates, that has units I don't have. A new Preparing for Dokkan Battlefield, of course. Now, the first unit we're going to go ahead and awaken is actually STR Omega Shenron. I got his SA up to 10 already because I actually really like this card. I just gave him Santa Roshi since I had so much. So let's go ahead and awaken this beast into the STR Omega Shenron. I had so much fun with this guy on Global when Rose Goku Black first came out. And I'm excited to finally get him again. I got him with the blue stone. I believe JP and Global both got blue stones. Although, I mean, JP's the stupid peel-off trove on Global. I mean, whatever. Let's just get into it. With the blue stone, I picked Omega. The other option I was thinking about going with was the physical Broly because I do not have him. So I'll probably end up getting him on like the next ticket banner. Because, I mean, shit, I'm about to have like 900 tickets in the next ticket banner, so we'll see. Regardless, this guy, Hopeless minus energy, Omega Shenron. His leader skill is STR type Ki +3 and HP attack and defense 70%. His super attack is the minus energy Powerball, which does immense damage to the enemy and greatly lowers defense. His passive skill is Evil Domination, which is attack 80%, and then all enemies attack minus 30%. I love that shit. That is so sizable. That 30% debuff. It is like so OP. That's why, like, they've given this type of passive to a couple other units now. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the Physical Omega Shenron, the STR Rose Goku Black is going to get it as well. Theirs are all like 15 and 20% because this 30% attack down, it's fucking busted. Busted. You take no damage, especially back in the day, an STR team with one of these guys in each rotation, it was very difficult to take damage. So I love this guy. Unfortunately, as of right now, you can only use him on Extreme STR, and even that team is a little wonky, but I mean, they are about to get STR Rose, and he looks pretty freaking good, so we'll see. His links are Brutal Beatdown, Fear and Faith, Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, GT, Shadow Dragons, and Fierce Battle. So, godly link set. Fear and Faith, Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, Fierce Battle, Brutal Beatdown. All incredibly common. Even thinking about it, like GT, like let's just say you're really hard up and you're going to use this guy on the new Rose Goku Black team, which is, you know, the extreme types Ki +3 and then HP attack and defense 120%, but you do have to use one of every type. And let's say you really have bad villains and use Omega as your 6th slot. He would fit really well. I mean, maybe you're going to use Super 17 on the team and, you know, they both have GT. Could help out a lot, you know. So his links are incredibly good for a villain team. He's incredibly good all around, even still on a Janemba team. It's just, you know, on a certain team, like, you know, he does have his one category here, the Shadow Dragon Arc category, which obviously you can't run him on this. You know, he's only on the one category, and this category is run by Physical Omega Shenron. That's really the only negative about STR Omega. Outside of that, he is a true behemoth. His 12-key multiplier is 150%, so obviously that is pretty much as good as it gets. Although the new Vegito Blue and Rose Goku Black actually have 12-key multipliers of 160%, so fucking yikes, bro. They are so busted. The next unit we're gonna awaken is actually Intelligent Cell right here. Crazy, I know, but I did not have him until my summons on the Tapion banner. I have not pulled Intelligent Cell on JP. It's insanity, I know, but hey, finally I've got him. He's not the best, but at the very least, he is on a category where you can run him pretty easily, but I mean, obviously there's much better units, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. So this guy right here, with that legendary art, by the way, like, this guy had like the best art in the game when he first dropped. This is Ceaseless Terror Perfect Cell. His leader skill is all types attack 30%. His super attack is the Solar Kamehameha, which does supreme damage to enemy. His passive skill, Ultimate Battle Form, which is attack and defense 40% at the start of turn. So he is just obviously hella outdated at this point. Nothing really much that you could do, because this guy was one of the very first Dokkan Awakenings in the game. So, you know, you really can't. It's not his fault. He is so old. His links are Revival, Messenger from the Future, Big Bad Bosses, Kamehameha, Attack of the Clones, Ultimate Life Form, and Fierce Battle. One problem with Cell cards that I really... Eventually, there's going to be an LR Cell. Like duh. Hopefully, like, Messenger from the Future, Attack of the Clones, and Ultimate Life Form, like, he doesn't need that shit. It's such fodder. Give him Nightmare, Fear and Faith, and then we'll talk. You know, Shocking Speed. Hello? I'm pretty sure Cell is worthy of Shocking Speed. Just saying. And last thing he does, of course, have the Revived Warrior category. He's probably not the best unit to run on the team, but he does have Revival, which is pretty useful, I'd say. Alright, so next we will go on to this unit right here. This is actually a guy, this is one of the rare units that I have never pulled on either Global or JP until right now. This is actually a Super Saiyan 1 GT Goku right here. And when you Dokkan Awaken him, he actually Dokkan Awakens into Super Saiyan 2 GT Goku. So there's essentially two Super Saiyan GT Gokus. There is the this one right here, and then there's also the physical one. There's also the SR farmable, well, not farmable, but, you know, the SR summonable card that Dokkan's into the Super Saiyan 3. So I do like that art right there. So let's go ahead and take a look at this guy. I do really like him because I like the name of his card, actually. So this is Technique versus Strength, Super Saiyan 2 Goku GT. His leader skill is all types HP and attack 30%. Super attack is the Super Dragon Fist, which does supreme damage to the enemy. And his passive skill is Intense Clash, which is attack 70% at the start of turn. So a year ago, this guy was actually really good. Especially when Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta first dropped. Like, this guy would have been very solid on that team. Nice attack 70%. Then we'll take a look at his links. All in the Family, Saiyan Lineage, Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, GT, Prepare for Battle, and Shattering the Limit. So he would have had, you know, Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, GT, Prepare for Battle, Saiyan Lineage, all very common links on, you know, Super AGL back then. He still is pretty good with his links, just obviously the attack 70% at this point is kind of outdated. Probably not really that important. Unfortunately, he does not have any categories. I assume eventually he will. When does Super Saiyan 2 GT Goku even show up in the anime? The only time I can think is during the Baby Saga stuff. Outside of that, he doesn't really use Super Saiyan 2 very much in GT that I could think of. His 12 key multiplier is also 135%. I never mentioned Cell's. Cell's 12 key multiplier is 140%, by the way. But, alright. Yeah, I'm glad to have a new unit I've never had before. And the last unit we will awaken is actually this guy right here. Kaioken Goku. Now, Kaioken Goku is kind of a polarizing card. I remember when this guy first dropped, and people were going crazy because it's like, oh my god, he had the greatest, like, buff of all time. Like, you know, going from what his, you know, SSR version was to what this TUR version of his card. People were like, the greatest buff of all time. He's so good, incredible, overpowered. And then it's like, well, he has something really good about him, but he is certainly not a high damaging unit. So let's go ahead and take a look at this guy. I still remember Zenrat's video from way back in the day was very funny about this guy. Ginta actually tweeted that out yesterday too. That's funny. Alright, so this is last second Gambit Goku Kaioken. His leader skill is all types HP and attack 30%, so nothing important there. Super attack is the ×20 Kaioken Kamehameha, which greatly raises attack and causes supreme damage to the enemy. So he gets a nice little 50% buff to his attack every time he supers, which is nice, but considering the fact that he has supreme damage and then his passive skill, Power Level Surge, which is attack 7,000 and defense 3,000 at the start of turn, even though he raises his attack by 50% every time he supers, it's going to be a long time until this guy is hitting with the big dogs, because that flat bonus never, ever, ever is a good thing. Real shame, to be honest. It kind of holds this guy back. But his links, all in the family, Saiyan lineage, Kamehameha, shocking speed, over in a flash, and shattering the limit. So he does have pretty good links in the fact that he has shocking speed and over in a flash. I guess he doesn't have prepare for battle, though, which obviously is incredibly important on any of these super types full of Saiyans. So that hurts him a little bit. One thing I will say is that shattering the limit of any typing, AGL is probably the best fit for shattering limit. There's many good shattering limit units, including 3 LRs. You have LR Trunks and Goten, you have LR Majin Vegeta, and you also have LR Tien and Chaozu. So having shattering limit floating around with all those units is pretty useful. Obviously, he'd link with LR Majin Vegeta with over in a flash, and also LR Trunks and Goten with shocking speed. So, you know, that's just something to consider, but I probably would not run this guy. He also has... No, okay, wait. It says right here that his attack boost is actually 30%, even though greatly should be 50%. I guess I could probably ask someone what it actually is. Is it 50%, like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, or is it 30% here? That's interesting. And, oh, yeah, there it is. He also has a 12 key multiplier of 130%, which is really, really low. If that was like 140% or 145%, he would be a lot more in business. But still an interesting card, but they could have made him better, all in all. Alright, guys. So that will do it for today. Another Preparing for Dokkan Battlefield done. At this point, I'm pretty ready for Dokkan Battlefield. Let's see if Akatsuki thinks so.